sure that they're changing my voice. And on the screen you should see some comments I've made recently during this whole dilemma in regards to the shooting in Stockton. Also, really quickly, I want to clarify some things here. To put it very simply, when we look at the fig leaves in the Garden of Eden that I was talking about in the last video, okay, they connect to the fig tree, which is one of many trees they talk about in the Bible, you know, the acacia, the sycamore, and so on and so forth. And what kind of tree it is not so important. However, they do represent patterns in nature and why God allowed these trees to be here, and whatever fruit has been cultivated by mankind by mixing different fruits or whatever, they're also significant at that point in history. So the fig leaves, again, symbolize people's ways and paths, right? You have the fruit, you have the leaves, you have the tree itself, okay? So the tree has roots, it bears fruit, it has leaves, and people commit to ways and paths and they try to build up to something. That's what I was getting at. But again, look at the comments on the screen. Think about how they've been playing stupid about how easy it is to solve homelessness and all these problems that contribute to gang violence, right? Poverty, and them not fixing their economy. And ask yourself, why did they make it so hard for me to make these videos and made it very easy for the other people who make the videos you see on the incident? You can obviously tell much more intelligent than they are. I'm the top martial artist, the son of 2 doctors, one of brain surgeon. My arguments are much more profound and deep and insightful. No offense to anybody, these are the facts here. So they're letting people who aren't anywhere near as intelligent as I am make videos without being harassed. Okay, because they're doing things in a way that's within the boundaries of the beast, which goes back to the foolish builders. They're building on the spirit of evil from the elite, the white Jew and LGBT elite, who are insisting that people do things in a certain way that rots their souls, that lies about God, that, you know, turns their backs on the poor, that turns their back on all this abuse that's occurring, right? You know, child molestation and sexual abuse and all these drug overdoses. They're doing things in a way that reinforces that. You look at the arguments I'm making versus the arguments they're making. Okay, I put forth sound plans in my videos. Sound plans, war on poverty plan, oversight plan, global farming plan, region argument, okay, and so on and so forth. These are sound and logical plans that couldn't possibly fail, that would end homelessness, that would feed everybody, that would create affordable housing, and the government would see, you know, record tax revenues, and there'd be record unemployment and so on. It's very straightforward. I also point out that I'm the only one who's really qualified to lead. Other people don't say things like that because they know that they're a dime a dozen type of person. And I'm overkilling this because they're making it harder for me to talk and edit my videos, and they're filming me and poisoning me around the clock, mind you, and they've been doing so for years as part of some kind of sick game. And so the smart thing to do, the prudent thing to do, the wise thing to do is to make it clear that what I'm doing is right and what everyone else is doing is wrong. I rise above the crowd. God set me apart. I'm the lamp that's supposed to be on its stand. But you people are covering it up because you're trying to find your life in this world because you're afraid of what's going to happen to your flesh and your family's flesh. See Luke 14. I'm going to go over that in the next video, and you're going to see that I'm right here. Luke 14 makes it crystal clear that you're supposed to be obeying God through me.